think this video is all about physical appearance and attraction or make the opposite sex gender go crazy about you, you can click off now. I will share the dark side and greatness of this hidden realm that you will discover through a spiritually purified mechanism. I'm not a guru and I don't recommend anybody blindly trust or follow wrong teachings about this type of sensitive stuff. Every good and bad I'm sharing with you comes from my own experiment and experience. So use it wisely. Your game begins the moment you set your intentions. Most of the content creators who speak about their experience on this topic say that celibacy is all about discipline, dignity, morals, and physical attraction. There is a more serious thing if you go deeper. What is your main motive for choosing this path or wanting to practice it? Do you only want to know the surface level or what it does to you, your life, and your surroundings? In today's world, people have lost sight of the reason behind their own lives, and the majority don't know what life and love mean in the first place. Physical attractiveness is important, but it will only play a role in some areas of our lives when we get into that zone. But physical appearance cannot outweigh a person's true self qualities, which were developed with knowledge and skills. If you are clear about what you are seeking, then there is no confusion. I was raised by narcissistic parents. I grew up watching people with power split families, stealing, having affairs, fighting for people's inheritance, abusing people's health, crime, and legal issue. It's pretty much a cult. Once you know this person has disgusting human traits, they cannot see that you are 10 times better than them. If these are your parents, they cannot accept that you are presenting a better way of living than what they have done. If you think they are your friends, they don't like to see you as advanced in any area of your life. All this starts with parenting. You can see from two different points of view. When a child doesn't get the love he or she deserves from their parents, as they grow older, they will search outside. Some will give love because they know how it feels to have been unloved since childhood. On the other hand, some will grow up into something not pleasant to be around because of lack of love in their lives. They will damage every beautiful heart they see. No child came to this world as an abuser or natural lover. Everything starts with parenting and their circumstances. Since we were young, we may have been forced to follow someone's wrong teachings and life patterns to be accepted, remain chained to others' torture and ways of thinking until you realize what life means to you. My parents often say, "You have nothing special but acting like you are." But wherever they go, they use only my name and my image because people ask about this black sheep and not their golden child. Prideful, ego-driven, and greedy, one who possesses all these traits is an animal that can speak. I realized that these animals were infected for over 4 generations, and I'm sure many out there are coming from this type of dysfunctional family dynamic. They give birth to psychopaths and vampires and groom them to become the worst so that they can ruin many others' dreams and lives. Nothing will satisfy them, nothing is enough for them, maybe a few moments and they will go back to the same routine. Narcissists never see people as humans but as supplies for their grandiose image that they want to keep in control for a very long time in public and behind closed doors. For their eyes, you are their property. It doesn't matter if they like you or not. They will make sure you don't have a good connection with others, because if you already open your eyes, they know you are going to put them in their place, and they don't like to face that kind of reality. They must keep you blind because they already know that you are capable of having a strong skill set and a promising life if you are on the right path. These clowns have a bunch of psychotic people who will team up to keep you blind for as long as they can with their wrong teaching and mindless upbringing and corrupted system. When your mind is made to believe a lie, it's hard to change it. I'm not a religious person and I don't believe in any of that because there's only one supreme being that can hear you and see you. Whatever I want, I will sketch and keep it in my diary. Within 30 to 60 days, I already have it. I've been doing this since I was 16. Back then, I didn't know anything about manifestation like today's people posting on social media. All I know is to ask, believe, work, prepare yourself and receive. Wherever you go, if people see that you can beat them in their own game, you are not just a threat, but they can set you up for something dangerous. I'm going to tell you about my scary awakening. I was working at that time in an art field that generated few income streams. But when I saw some clients get scammed, money was stolen from them with smart moves, how can you expect me to remain quiet? How long will it take for them to put you in that situation one day? Powerful, greedy, and prideful ghosts are everywhere. Sometimes they sit next to you, and you just don't know when they will introduce you to the other character that lives within them. But when you see it, make sure you are prepared for surprises. If you are the talk of the town, do you think your circle is small? When a so-called friend has a problem, even it's 2 a.m., I'm willing to show up. This is how I welcomed all my problems in my early 20s. These phony people are the type who want to be in your shadow to get a little bit of glitter for their image as well. Buying food for everyone, not allowing people to pay. All these behaviors exposed me to the crocodiles who are traveling with me. As soon as things started to go out of my control, I noticed many things in my life started to decline, especially my health and peace. From 65 kg to 96 kg, I lost my admirable look and confident, powerful presence. And slowly, many rats who are around me started to point out my looks, body shape, and humiliating in a weird way. But at the same time, those who are connected to me business-wise doesn't want to let me go because of the profits I'm bringing them. I came to realize who was around me the whole time, and me as one person who is experiencing this kind of pressure from many directions and many objectives from people asking for favors. It makes me understand that money creates strong friction that can expose fake friends and families who are willing to do anything for money. This is not really coming from mental pressure, it's because of people around me. Plus, I was thinking about how people who are 10 to 20 years older than me don't know basic ways of appreciating humans' time, love, help, presence. So the majority of them are thinking about what they can get out of a person in a short period of time without thinking about what will happen to that one particular person after using it just for the sake of to solve their current issue. But the anger led me to think about something else I shouldn't do to myself. Since I'm not made to kill another person, although I know silent people can do more harm than those who think they are untouchable when they are with people. When life gives me a second chance to live, total silence, I heard the voice of an angry old man and a few others were with him questioning me. Is this why we give you everything you have asked for? What's the point if you help everyone in your circle, but in the end you want to kill yourself? You already know who your family, friends, and the people who are trying to work with you are. Now, from this moment on, everything that is left in your hand is yours. Start a new journey alone. We will see what we can do for you, but you must prove that you are worthy of every gift and skills we give you after this. When you had them, you didn't appreciate them. So, this is the exact thing I see visually when I make that agreement. I'm not a righteous person who never missed going to the temple, church, or sacred ceremonies. I don't follow those cultural norms. I believe in nature, law, and how karma works. I see through my mind's eye these 4 elements of nature: the crown and the magic book: earth, water, fire, and air. I requested something and also promised that if I own what I am wishing for, I will never use it for the wrong reason. You know, agreements always come with terms. Again, take what makes sense to you and leave the rest. Those questions and statements become answers. Listen carefully. I don't want anybody to follow my method or way of doing something if it's not what you want. But you can know how scary it becomes when you start to experience what others have missed. I get the first question. You can't take it easy if people mistreat someone. Of course, we are humans, and it's not going to cost much to be nice to another person. If one day you become a father and someone cuts your child in front of you, what would you do? Of course, I will chop him. So, you get hurt if someone touches your loved one, but you have blood in your everyday meal still. They are living too. You are taking their lives out for your meal. I realized something and choose to be vegetarian from that moment on. But I don't ask anyone to follow me this way, because today on social media, so many vegans and vegetarians think they are above everyone. Just because you are a vegetarian doesn't mean you are a supernova. Most of the people who are walking with this label everywhere they go, just to put them above everyone, like they are caring for animals, still have vicious behavior towards humans. If you are a humble person, you don't have to put a sticker on your forehead everywhere you go to tell others that you care about animals. Show through your behavior, not your words. The second rule of this agreement that I heard was to stop masturbation. I don't know why, but I can hear this voice talk to me. It was clear and calm. I never knew why, but the after effect was scary and insane. The third rule of this agreement was they asked me to fast, to clear things out that kept my life noisy for 23 years. I know nothing about fasting. Everything seems like nonsense to me, but I still listen because I am alive and no one was there for me to open my eyes. It seems like a video game rules to unlock new chapters until shit gets too real for what you have wished to own. I already stopped working for some groups because most jobs are designed for people with no spirits. I give respect to every man and woman who has ever refused to compromise on their values. No matter how high the pay is, that character is more valuable than anything anyone could give you. I love to see self-respect and self-value. Once you enter this portal, all your questions and doubts will be cleared and answered. Lies that you are forced to believe as truth will be exposed when you are ready to stand still to face hidden gems that have been kept away from you since your birth. All this confusion and curiosity dots are going to join until the picture is completed. As soon as I made that agreement, I felt something detached from my body, and I felt light. I didn't talk about the changes I felt to anyone at that time, but people keep telling me, "Oh, you have to change. Why you are so quiet now? You are not being funny anymore. Why are you not talking to us? Why are you not joining any family gathering? What's wrong with you? I don't like the changes in your behavior now. You see, people come to you when you cut the supply. This is the game we have been playing for a long time. Because of you, someone can escape from their bad karma, even from their own death. Every single thing you do and every action has a reaction. Who would ask you to do the right thing? We take action because the intention behind it triggered us to find the way. And we know clearly what the consequences might be that we have to face if the plan doesn't go as we have wanted. Who would ask me not to kill another living thing for my meal? Why do I need to fast? What is the purpose of doing this? I made a wish, but I was given the agreement terms and conditions. On every test, there is an actual teacher, and only you can hear their voice, and the rest you are seeing eye to eye is not what it seems. I realized that I was there for others when they needed my help, but nobody was there to check whether I was okay or not. In one of my videos, I said, don't burn yourself to light up someone's pathway. At an early stage, I didn't know the meaning behind it, but I started to understand when my heart started to bleed more. I stopped caring about impressing people. I don't care who is in the hospital or who is suffering, none of it, because I had enough. And now this time is only for me. No matter how deep your scar is and how willing you are to help, it's not enough for a selfish person. And I started to show selfishness by rebuilding with what I had left in my hand. This life shake-up made me realize I have many things to learn and understand. Social media fame, owning expensive stuff, being recognized by people when you are in certain places, none of this is going to build a proper structure because of the environment and culture. All these shiny things are only big talks until you are one mistake away from turning your life upside down. You don't even know who is your enemy, but they are in your own circle and are living with your own supply. The saddest part is that betrayal is coming from someone you never thought could do this to you. This world knows how to surprise you and how to scare you. I said to myself, I will write a new story, but this time I will never let anybody to control me, and every action that I take to pursue something, whether it's a win or lose, all must be under my control when it's about my life. This may sound silly and funny to non-believers. If your motive is connected to spiritual work, every moon cycle phase will have an effect in a different way as your inner being slowly gets in touch with your physical. Do you remember in the first place why you chose this portal to make an agreement? Are you serious about what you have requested? By making an agreement to enter this portal, you will meet your true self and discover your past life gifts. In the first 6 to 8 months, you will see a tiny short clip type preview through your mind's eye about what is in store for you in the future. If you have completed the first few stages, the moment you accept those challenges to pursue, great. But remember, nothing that seems shiny, sweet, or powerful is easy to own. The scary part people don't speak about is facing a new type of chaos and continuously attacking you to give up too early because your body and mind are preparing to create a new image that you will carry throughout this process. Many things are important in our lives, but when one person becomes greedy, possessive, or obsessed, he is not just going to suffer, he will also torture others around him. They will send you spirits who work for the opposite realm, who are trained to rewire, to approach you with undeniable promises of ethics and offers that could cost your life. You can call any supreme being you believe in, but what do you have in you to show that you are grateful for what you will own through this journey? Because people always forget their purpose or their main motive for choosing this path. When something that shouldn't be in your life appears in the picture and eagerly wanted to entertain the spirit who offers different kinds of abilities and powers one can own. The moment the portal has opened for you to have communication, how you work on yourself to differentiate what is important for you, when suddenly plenty of opportunities and offers come from different directions that you don't even recognize. Don't you feel like someone might check on you to see if you are greedy or not? Did you forget that your motive for choosing this path is to discover your true self that will reveal a deserving life you must experience? Don't accept everything when you get so many offers, because not everything is coming from the right place. This is how you get tested by different realms to see whether you stick to your purpose or you are going to act stupid once you own something you don't deserve. You can fool the people around you, but you can't fool the system that shows you the right pathway. I deactivated my social media accounts for 2 years. I give zero care to people from my past because 95% of them were snakes. Fake friends, family, relatives, people who work with you. It's not about thinking about the benefits you will get if you invest your time and happiness in them. You already know who they are and what they have done for you so far. 90% of the ratio is going to be imbalanced when it comes to respect, appreciation, and the give and take rule. The first thing that I felt was new to me was that the whole 24 hours were all for me. A new form of quietness that I never experienced before, because my mind was busy for 23 years straight with constant competition and comparison. I understand the meaning of this line in a hard way. You can't fly high with a heavy burden on your shoulder. At that moment, I don't know where life is taking me. What should I do? I can hear my heart says, if you have done this before, you can do it again. And now you are entering a new chapter of this game. Keep the previous skills and knowledge, and now it's time to work on a new skill set. Then I follow this trick one step at a time. First, to create a new character. Cut off all the traits that put me in a vulnerable state. I started doing internal work, observing and paying close attention to human behavior and the intention behind their actions. No matter how spiritual or religious they sound to others, if it doesn't make sense to me and I'm not allowing that to convince me to believe it. As you get serious with the progression, you will notice this unexplainable way of thinking, which is not really a person you recognized from before. I never prayed in my life before like this for 40 minutes every single day, and it becomes my own mantra. You will have your own if you knock on the right door. I did intermittent fasting for 3 years, 2016, 2017, 2018. 20 hours of fasting and 4 hours of eating window. I don't recommend anybody play with this, so try 16 hours first if you want. From 96 kg I dropped to 70, and then I built a little bit of muscle, weight around 86 kg. You will realize that your inner child is healing. When he is happy, he is going to bring everything you need into your life. During this transformation, I can clearly see how my mind and body tune to be aware and conscious of our behavior, thoughts and surroundings. Level of emotional chaos, all will be tuned into balance mode because you started to identify the root causes, removing all the traits in me one by one that's actually making vampires access or steal goodness from our lives. From time to time, my mind reminds me, look at you and think how far you have come. With every right action, you are rewarded with gifts, knowledge, and offers. I know nothing about fasting, and I don't know who is guiding me. But I know someone wants me to do right this time, so I take it as body clearance. It's just my assumption at that time. After your body sent out the sign to the higher realm that guides you, the way you pray and the way you believe, everything will change and become even more powerful. Why does the higher realm that you believe must force you to experience this while others in your circle still remain the same? Without knowing it, I knocked on a door that had opened for me. The time has come for you to meet your true self and to know the purpose behind your existence. The person who has reincarnated to solve and write a new bloodline story from getting affected. Maybe there is an ancestor spirit who can't see you abusing your true self anymore. It's like a video game. Once it's activated, you started to meet different people related to your purpose. Terrible heartache, painful lessons, unimaginable skills, and psychic abilities that you never thought you could have. You will lose people from your circle day by day as you practice this because your body will be purified to see the stupid agendas of certain people, and this will create friction that will cause them to lose the pace to follow up with you anymore. You started to see people who you thought were friends or nice people turn into a stranger as jealousy was shown in them. Some are not even your friends in the first place and continue to try to be clingy as long as they can because they already know you are going to achieve something good. Since you are talking less and moving in silence, the way you see life will change and you won't be a materialistic person once you started seeking a peaceful life more than drama. These changes make your body present a pleasant or intimidating character without knowing, which makes vampires attracted to you, and at the same time it creates a fear of rejection in most of the people who wants to approach you. There are some people I have met in my life who are not talented or good at doing business, but when they see your potential, they are willing to be around you and then later team up to steal everything from you. It's like people know that you are in your fruition season, and at the right time, they cut your throat with a razor blade. If you are not playing along with the wrong narrative by people who have power, you will be rejected, you will be abandoned, and you will be humiliated. Never let temporary stuff or satisfaction throw away the dignity and self-respect you have for yourself. If you get tempted, take a step back and ask yourself, is this what I am seeking? How beneficial can this be for me? Or some kind of desire is influencing me to pursue it? Just by thinking in this way, you can escape from a problem that you shouldn't even entertain in the first place. The saddest part of being good at what you are doing is when you know the power of what you have. It can be eye-catching, impressive, admirable, or worth the money, but there will be another person who is willing to give your spot to somebody else for a silly agreement. But here's the catch. Something that loves you so much made you let it go to have peace over misery. You have to understand one thing. Why did they choose you when there are many others who can be chosen for a particular issue or event? Not to say you are available, but why? You have what the majority can't provide for the things they are looking for. It can be anything: feelings, attention, care, methods, or help. Cut all that supply and give it to yourself. You need that. None of these people think about how it will affect you later on of their action. But for them, you are by far the best to use at that particular moment for whatever they are up to. Remember how they treat you and what the impact is on your mental health. Always remind yourself that there is nothing wrong with being kind or generous towards others, but there are people studying you from the beginning. You can easily tell the difference between a jealous stare and admirable stare from your surroundings. When you develop an outstanding character, you become both a blessing and a threat to a group of people. When I sit alone, I can remember how many times I have prayed to get out of a situation that was not even my problem in the first place. The enemy sometimes sat next to you. They just want to know all your secrets about how you are doing things, wants to have the same impact as you on people. People will hate you and envy you when you are developing a mysterious character. There will be too much competition around you without your knowledge. Pay attention to the people who cut you off from speaking the truth. Their defense mechanism will show immediately. They become very uncomfortable with what you want to say and will overlap you forcefully by saying things with giggles, jokes, and over-talking. Everyone seems powerful when the power is in their hands, but none of them understand that if the chair in which they are sitting is comfortable, then suddenly it loses stability and you fall. How about if you escaped so many times and suddenly lost your stability and realized you are on a higher floor? The damage could be a lesson for many others in the same circle who fight for the same power. But as we all have seen, none of that is going to stop them from doing it because of their minds. It's all about my way or highway. If you fall for these clown's traps, they will make you switch your purpose to fit into their meaningless lifestyle way of living. They are just going to groom you to be a puppet, and you can clearly see that is not what you're made of. Some people haven't talked to you for years because they know they did something wrong and don't have the courage to face you. But the wrongdoing enablers will act differently and continue to ask you, why are you not talking to them? Why are you being like this? You guys have to keep your skin thick and be the person you must be. Watch out, because these people are in your circle and watch your moves. I can't say that we are attracting them, but the truth is that they are the ones who are attracted to us in many ways. We naturally look beautiful for the way we thought ourselves, how to be human in the first place, where many people can't even reach that level of maturity. On the other hand, the child who is stuck in an adult body has to force themselves to look like a peacock by thinking their agenda will work on anyone their eyes see as a target. You will develop a mysterious vibe that you cannot explain, but you can see it through people's reactions that you have never seen before. It's almost like one kind of curious stare. You can always sense there is something that always wants to tear down. The way you show respect to yourself and your body is on a different level, and obviously you will never ruin the process if you are aware of the efforts you have put in and what you have sacrificed to know something in detail. A person who is showing respect and being honorable to the realm of supreme beings always will be rewarded with what one needs to have a meaningful life, and it never comes easy for those who have been ruining good souls secretly for years. The power of your own intuition can scare you. In fact, before something happens, you can see it happening visually in your mind. You might think you are cursed because you will be in the right place at the right time to hear, see, and witness something that many people missed in a blink of an eye. Sometimes you will catch them red-handed for what they are planning to do behind you or towards others. This time, don't let it slide by saying, "I'm not surprised," because something is asking you to be aware of your surroundings. If you are clear on what you want, you are not going to torture yourself to do it. It will become your nature as you continue practicing and also being disciplined. But you have to understand one crucial point. Just because you are practicing this and gaining secret knowledge doesn't mean you are a supernova type of person. This journey will humble you in various ways, although people put you on pedestal. Some people are saying the love or desire to be in love will decrease when you practice this, but in actuality, you are improving yourself in many areas of life to be a person who knows the value of showing love, because it comes from a place where pure love is generated. And people will crave to feel that type of passionate love because you are effortlessly showing your self-love through your appearance, behavior, and lifestyle. People around me spread rumors by saying I was involved in witchcraft because they were curious. How can I get what I want effortlessly? Well, I'm not greedy and I'm not hunting for what I don't want. What the people around you are hunting is power, attention, and something else that their society approves and wants to be seen. On this journey, you will be separated automatically by exposing the truth that you must know and the truth that the majority wants to believe. As soon as you stand up for yourself, you are called crazy, not a respectful person, a psycho, all kinds of crap that you can name. But you know who is with you. If not, you wouldn't even be blessed to walk on this path, to experience the different work and magic it can provide. Ask yourself, if you are at the normal level of doing stuff for yourself and others try to steal it from you from the beginning, imagine what could happen to you if you have improved 10 times more now. Since you have studied human behavior, their patterns, tactics they use, and can clearly tell what their next move is all about. You will meet many high authority prideful ghosts on this journey who will use you to represent their power, team, group, and the same people will throw you away once the job is done and come back to you again when they need the same. When you be yourself in public and clearly understand what qualities you have owned, real people are eager to have a meaningful connection with you respectfully. And the moment you make it look way too easy for you, that's the moment all the leeches quickly want to be around you without feeling shame. Don't share this spotlight with any clowns. You work hard, and now is the time to reap all your good karma. Always remember who was there to ignite your passion. When you lost your flame, or when multiple people attack on your self-esteem, who was there with you? Is it you or someone else who you trust to this day? 90% of you probably battle alone. It's not scary, but the struggle is that as brutal to fight against the many challenges of cowards who team up. When a person starts to see their body as a clean temple and increases their internal power, they will become alchemists to light up another survivor's path, and they will never walk around to ruin anyone's life. This power always arouses vampires to taste the delicious nectar that you keep to build something valuable. This is why their psychological attacks are 10 times worse, either to delay everything or keep you stuck in the same draining cycle as long as they can. If you are a creative child, what I am going to share will provoke your past trauma because you have probably been abused for your different ways of doing things since you were a child compared to ordinary children. Some will welcome you and some will hate you from the beginning of your childhood, and for some, you shouldn't exist. You will experience an extreme level of attack in your solar plexus area, which is way more powerful in my opinion compared to the root. When you come to learn the basic functions of certain parts of the body, such as mind as the crown area, heart area for our emotion, lower body part for sacral, and root as fiery creative land, you can see right through people what kind of spirit they are carrying, and this will question you as a reminder whether you want to deal with this type of thing when you have important work to do. This is not a normal temptation attack. They have to access three major parts: mental, emotional, and creative flow. The dark realm has groomed many bodies by possessing them with an immature and unhygienic spirit to approach those who are on the right path of achieving something remarkable for their reputation. Pleasurable approaches come in many forms, such as beauty, temporary strong promises, offers related to your career, and a fake seductive persona. Most of the physical attacks you encounter when you practice celibacy are targeted at your creative area, so they will never push the energy in the mind to work together as a unit to establish the motive you have set. If a tiny love gesture that you have shown or put out there could give you something in return, what might happen to you if your mission and ambition are unimaginable for an ordinary person, but you still pursue doing it anyhow? The reward is big and the struggle is insane. Suicidal thoughts, disturbance, attacks, and people who we thought were kind will reveal their hidden character when the time comes. There are days I can't even lift my hand. I can't walk suddenly, but just 5 minutes of prayer with powerful fire in your heart and everything disappears. Then I asked, why am I being attacked in this way? I get the answer in a question form. Did we let blood came out of your body? Did you die? We are not blind, and at the same time, we don't let someone touch you that easily. These people already lost their lives the moment they meant harm to you by working with dark spirits. Now it's just a matter of time. So, there are people who don't even have to touch you physically, but as soon as they continue send monitoring spirits to access your sexual force, being unhygienic can cause catastrophe for the body to react out of character. If this action could take place easily, imagine what the impact would be if you had physical contact with an unhygienic spirit. This will also expose you to the dark realm of how low your self-respect is and how weak your whole being is. The moment you become a healer, you attract damaged people. Some are good at hiding and some are plain inside. Today, everyone is using the word demonic like a casual word. You never know who is obsessed with you, having your pictures, working on it with blood, looking at your pictures for more than 20 minutes with hate, speak evil over you. You can tell, I'm not scared because I believe in God. He will protect me. Okay. He doesn't have to protect everyone. He can clearly see who is working on the pure light that was given to you since your birth, keeping it bright and clean. Anyone who breaks someone's heart consciously with their wrongdoing behavior can never walk freely for too long. As a human, attraction can happen to anything beautiful, anything nice to see, but tuning yourself into a new character that doesn't allow a negative functioning system will automatically set your mind and sight drawn to real beautiful stuff compared to the things that still look eye-catchy but in the long run can cause irreversible damage to your progression, development, and mind. Some people might call you out by saying you are involved in witchcraft when they see things starting to happen for you. In fact, you get surprised at how and why, but the truth is that your high sexual energy force started to work on behalf of practical efforts, which makes you admit that non-physical activities were stronger during this time. When you are around people, their projects will run successfully because of your presence. you will be the main target for spiritual narcissists. Do you know how many people continue to preach about God, this and that, but are involved in witchcraft and sacrifice another human life to feed and worship their devils? Like we already know, if people show their true selves, the objective won't be accomplished. They have to copy what the real ones do. So one of the easy tricks is copying personality. Narcissists steals others' charismatic personalities but still can't get close to the original character. They will create this trauma and implant things that shouldn't be said. If these people find out their targeted victim is breaking the cycle, they have two options. One is to torture you, the other is to kill you. You can think I am joking, but you never know how well they are groomed by their disgusting mastermind thoughts and way of living. Kick someone out of a unit or to kill someone without evidence. Mental torture is one of the powerful weapons people with lack of empathy love to use. All these psychic attacks are monitored by spirits. The attack from one person towards you is actually 50%, but the actual attack is from the dark realm with the full 100% that was attached to that body, because he knew that when you achieve those creative abilities, you are going to use them to wake up another 10 different clean souls who are under attack from the same dark realm. These clowns will break all the good networks you have with valuable people. There are too many psychological traumatizing tactics that will be used, but you will get to know what type of supreme being is with you as your soul becomes one with your body to reap the benefits of your work. The real demonic person who worship dark entities act differently, and the best part is that not everyone can sense them, but when you both bump into each other, their presence and vibe will reveal immediately why their eyes are set on you. You can go to any practitioner and they can tell you who is who, and looking at you, they can tell you have done some type of work that is unacceptable for the opposite person, and you become their target. I remind you that jealousy and envy can cause serious damage, and the worst case is death. So improve your psychic gift. You can be any type of healer. Maybe talking with someone for 5 minutes can heal them from a mental breakdown that could end their life. Your hand can save someone from death, and walking next to someone could make that person gain trust within them to give them another chance in their life. Don't get too comfortable when you see someone winning. There are two kinds of truth. One is true with evidence, and the other is deception, which you are forced to believe as fact. Once a person notices that you are in a good control of your action and being strategic, they must come up with something to be competitive. They don't like you in the first place and willing to do anything to remove you from the game. Don't ever think this world is funny. For example, can you attack a jaguar easily? Humans use tools to tame them, so without those tools, his soul had already left the body a long time ago. If they approach you without teamwork or preparation, they messed up. Controlling another person's life freedom can cause a serious mental health problem. Choose your friend wisely and who you should allow to be in your circle. People from the past who did me dirty started to come back, finding a way to reconnect without feeling shame. Why suddenly coming back after 8-9 years? After ruining someone's reputation? After stealing so many great things? Then I got to know that all the lies, teamwork, who did what, everything blew up in people's faces and started to face what they had been hiding for years. Don't worry if people did you dirty. The power that you are worshipping, that you believe in, and that you have strong faith will make every tongue who speak evil over you torment you when the time is good for them, eventually fall when the table of life turns upside down. A person with no talent will hunt for talented people to gain a temporary power that He might think it's going to remain for a long time. Whoever functions with this thought process soon or later commits to what we call disaster. It feels good. It feels good to play the game until another powerful force takes away everything. How would you describe a body that is alive but has nothing left in it to live? Family got split, lost all assets, had too many legal issues, had an incurable disease and become bankrupt. Those who steal, cheat, abuse, lie, betray, none of them sleep well at night. I have 13 years of experience in this art field, performing and creating art. People try to use you by thinking in a short period of time how much they can steal from you for their profits, without understanding that there is another scary side to life that they have to figure out later. There were a few people who used my image and reputation for their business, tried to ruin my life after gaining power and recognition. As soon as I found out their dirty way of making money, I stopped providing them with support to be a powerful competitive system. When I left the place, a few more people left immediately. Some of them lost many clients. Some of them can't regain the name they lost. And some of them don't have any other option than closing their company. Please, don't fight for a person's attention, position, or place in a unit if it's not worth the fight. 90% of the people I knew 10 years ago are suffering, involved in legal issue, crime, disease. Each one of us knows what we are doing is right or wrong. But when you decided to choose a different route for a quick result, you might escape a few blocks at the beginning. But when the time has come to face it, you can't run. And at that moment, you got a reality check to understand that everything was going down. When a person starts to speak the truth, where the majority needs to know the truth with evidence, someone will get exposed. And when someone gets exposed, someone will be abused, while another victim finds the courage to speak out. And when the next victim finds the strength to build a weapon, a team will follow up to get back the power for the truth. When this action takes place, the one who was ruining many for a long time eventually will go down, and everyone who was involved will go down together. Why people are doing it when they know it's wrong? When you play with someone's freedom or misuse the love they have shown, you will unintentionally store more priceless gifts for yourself. Do you know when all these gifts will be visible? You improve your lifestyle, and at the same time you can see and hear from others that people who did you dirty are falling dead left and right. And some of them pray heavily to God the last day before taking their last breath. When the opportunity is given to change, people escape and continue to go hard without knowing that one day things are going to take a different route and going to end the story like your own ears cannot listen that kind of horror story. These people already have serious problems that you never wish for anyone. Imagine you wake up in the morning like a normal human with certain issues to solve, but they have to continue to deal with everything they have done in the past because it follows them from left to right. When I was in my early 20s, I did car modification, graphic design, and body full wrap. I remember a guy saying to me that he will burn my car because I was helping people's business grow. Many people continue to attack me to ruin my reputation and the networks that I have with some people. But I move on with my life. 8-9 years later, I hear from a few people that some clowns who act very tough have lost their companies, businesses, assets, marriages. People no longer want to be around them. Nobody wants to work with people who only think about themselves, because in the long run, someone is going to suffer and will be abused. At the beginning of this video, I told you I'm not a guru and that you should do your own research and experiment if you want to practice some magic work. In my mid-20s, I helped certain people recover from some serious problem, let's say like a healing work. I have been helping this one woman for 7 years. She is 40 years older than me. Her life is too chaotic, but she has some powerful, high authority people around her. Plus, she has worked in legal field for 27 years. She acts totally awkward and in an unacceptable manner when things don't go as she wants. And this person never has a single guilty feeling for making another person cry in public. At an early stage, I saw some red flags and I thought it was just the childhood abandonment issue and stubbornness that she had been through. The truth is, this person was possessed by unhygienic spirits. She is a witch, and most of her behavior is controlled by something else. When I want to address something to her, when I confront her with truths to point out her wrongdoing and the way she mistreats people, she tries to avoid it. And when I put pressure on her, the ceiling light, like the hanging light, starts to swing left, right. I have seen doors open automatically when I speak to her. For others, this is a good fairy tale story, and for those who have encountered non-physical activities, you know what I'm talking about. These spirits love to be around those who love to tear others down, because dark spirits need victims and can get angry if you try to change the dynamic to save someone. As soon as she realizes that I'm going to cut off everything, so many people around her start to get abused by showing power, because in her mind I'm a shiny toy that she never wants to share with anybody, and uses me as the main subject of her circle. She tried to copy the way I talk with people in public, but the mocking didn't work. Then she tries to make people think I'm on drugs. One day in front of people, she took out an item from someone's fridge, put it in front of my face on my table, and asked me to eat it. People's faces changed because everyone saw that someone was acting out of character, and she exposed herself. You know what she put on the table? Raw pig tongue. That's the last moment I met her. This kind of person does exist. I don't want to share the scary karma story of people who play with spells to abuse good souls who came into their lives to help. Have you seen people continue to breathe but unable to move? Tragically lost something? Nothing is a tragedy. You play stupid games and you win stupid prizes. Like I said, everyone has the opportunity to make things right, but when he can't accept those behaviors anymore, no prayers will be accepted by him. Male or female, whoever is watching this video, if you need help, try to reach someone who show you genuine respect and willing to identify your core problem. Not the person who walks around with the labels such as I am a healer, I am God, goddess, and etc. Today, therapists can also tell you have a mental problem when you clearly don't have one, and indirectly you will be blamed by enabling the wrongdoers. There is a quote, "No need for revenge, just sit back and wait. Those who hurt you eventually will screw up themselves, and if you are lucky, God will let you watch." It feels good to play with people's heart, emotion, and lives, and you never know. Some people don't have enough for them in some areas of their lives due to the situation they are going through. They are still willing to help you, but you take their kindness for granted. You might think that if you had the knowledge and consciousness you have now, you may have overcome many things. Don't worry. You are being nice and helpful in many situations, and wrong upbringing people take everything they need at that particular moment without thinking how someone would feel. People are not afraid of doing wrong to show power or make use others, but when the time comes to pay something in return, you cannot run or hide anymore. How many years can people walk freely after ruining good people's life? Why do you have to shed tears when the people who misuse good things from you enjoying living? However, nobody is powerful than the ruler of the higher realm. My message is to know your motive, stand strong with your decision, and continue the path you chose. You can't see what the reward is, but when you receive it, it's going to shake up many people. Be yourself if you know that being yourself isn't harming anyone's life. Although people are busy correcting you to fit into the way they want you to be. I told you, there is only one pure light from the Supreme Being who watches you closely and can hear you clearly, and also noticing what people are doing to you. You can look weak physically. You may look easy to be tamed, but nobody knows that the spirits who walk with you in non-physical form can rip a body like eyes couldn't see those bloods. Be powerful, be wise, show respect to yourself, live your life. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch this video. Please give a thumbs up if this video was helpful for you. See you in my next video. Thank you. Take care. Bye.